when you hear lightning. It's that sort of a noise, and it's all over the HF. It's not just localized to a certain particular couple of channels. It's everywhere. For me, over.
Okay, yeah, Brad, no problem. Is there any stations listening? 3 November Yankee Lima.
Oscar November 8 Echo India, over.
Oscar November 8, what was it again?
Yeah, Roger, Oscar November 8 Echo India, and the name is John, over.
Oh, I've heard all about you, John.
Well, hopefully good, over.
Oh, you see that GI4CN? My goodness, I say the things he says about you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, knowing Mike, it'll be all good, over.
It is. It's all really good. So it is. I'm Lynette, GI3NYL.
Yeah, very quick. Okay, Lynette, and I've GI3. Wow, that's I take it that's a call sign from a previous holder, over.
Oh, it would be. Apparently, apparently what I was told when I took it, it was a call sign that had been reserved but had never been given out. That's what I've been told. November Yankee Lima. I suppose maybe not everybody would have wanted it. Nice young lady, John. What was I going to say to you there, John? Yeah, Michael talks about you quite often. I've heard quite a bit about you. I'm using one of the little key, the wee key preset things there. Where I have the different things programmed onto it. I think the 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. Do you remember?
Yeah, well, Mike tells me, and sometimes when I'm speaking to Mike, and I know you have someone you're talking to as well, Lynette, so I won't forget him. But Mike, when we're speaking to Mike, sometimes we hear the voices coming through in the background, over.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's a great operator, so he is a very, very good friend of mine as well, so he is John. But I've heard so much about you, all good. So it is. I'm in company, John, with GI1GPO. This is Brian. Brian's about, I don't know, maybe 15 miles away from myself. He's also in County Armagh. So I'll put it back to John here. John, go ahead. Brian, go ahead.
Okay, Oscar November 8 Echo India, Golf India 1, Golf Papa Oscar returning with the group there. How you doing, John? John, you're 9+ here, and I'm not too far from Lynette, over.
Yeah, very good, and nice to hear you, Brian. By the way, Lynette, you were 20 over at one stage on your 990. Nice to make contact with you, Brian. You're 10 over 9, and both of you sounding very good and very clear. GI1GPO, the General Post Office, ON 80I and Company, over.
Okay, ON 8 Echo India, Golf India 1, Golf Papa Oscar return. Yeah, sounding super yourself, John. I think I'm trying to figure where you're from. It's not Sweden, is it? Maybe you come back and tell me where exactly you are, but you're sounding super. Now tonight I'm getting a lot of crashes, a lot of static crashes. I don't know why. They sound like thunder, but there's no thunder here, I can assure you that. But there you go. You're sounding good there, so you're, over.
Yeah. Yeah, you said, Lynette, something, over?
I said Belgium.
Okay, John, you're Belgium, over.
Yeah, but I'm originally from my Suffolk, over.
You're originally from where?
From my Suffolk, over.
Okay, I'm just going to put you in the log here. You're +20, and you're very loud, extremely loud. What's the conditions, sir? Hey, but by the way, my condition is just a 7700, about 150 watts. I'm using a bazooka, a double bazooka, if that's what you call them there. just a monobander. So there you go. The apex of it's up about 50 feet. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm also using a bazooka or a dipole, and the apex is 11 meters above the ground. Power at the moment, Brian, is about 450 watts, and the radio is a Hermes Light. I'm not sure if you're familiar with those radios. Probably one of the smallest radios on the band, but for a small radio, they have a big punch, Brian. Over.
Okay, John. Yes, I have heard of those. I was trying to remember Hermes Light. I mentioned to Lynette about a radio, something there a couple of weeks ago, and I asked her, what was the radio? And it had the word light in it. That's it there, Lynette, a Hermes Light. Yeah, I heard that they're a good radio. Yeah. They're small radio, physically small. Would that be right? Over.
Yeah, that would be 100% right, Brian. Probably the size of about 3 packets of cigarettes side by side. Over.
Okay. Yeah, they make a nice mobile rig. Yeah, I'm on the lookout. I'll be looking for a small radio now to go mobile. But I do have an FTDX 3000, but I don't want to be taking that thing mobile and keeping this big old dinosaur, as I call it, in the house. But a Hermes Light, that's the name. I could not put my finger on it. It was going through my head this couple of weeks. And I was actually talking to Lynette a couple of weeks ago about that. I was asked, where did you know? And I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't remember it. But you sounded exceptionally well with it. But you must have some sort of an aftermarket microphone, have you? Over?
Yes. Well, the radio just comes in pieces, and you have to push them together. But the microphone is it's called a Fidus, Foxtrot Delta Uniform Charlie Echo, and it's about 40 euros. And the power, as I said, is about 450 watts. And it's an ACOM amplifier. But I'll put it back to you, Lynette, so you're not left out. And I had a look at Brian's QRZ page and that terrific mast and an antenna. So GI3 November Yankee Lima to take it. ON80I and the group, over.
Okay, thank you, John, indeed. GI3NYL returning. What was I going to say to you, John? John, what county are you originally from again?
Yeah, County Cork, over.
County Cork, there you go. Yeah, that's what John was telling you there, Brian. He's originally from EI, so he is. So, yeah, you've still got your accent. Sounding good. How long are you living in Belgium, John?
Yeah, 30 years, and before that I lived in the UK, and I did spend some time in VK and ZL, over.
So what made you settle in Belgium? I'm sure it's very beautiful. I've never been, so I haven't, but I'm sure it's lovely. John, back to you.
Yeah, okay. The reason I settled here, I was living in the UK in London. And I wanted to settle down, but there was no way I could afford a house that I wanted. So I had contacts here, and I came over, and I found a house, a detached house, and a bit of space for antennas, and it was well within my price range. So that's why I settled. I settled here for the hobby of radio and the hobby of cycling. Over.
Well, that's lovely, John. So that you're a keen cyclist as well. I must say I'm a bit lazy, John. There, but I don't really. I like swimming, so but I don't often get. And it's not that I can't get. What do you call it? Every time I seem to go to the swimming pool, and especially in the winter time, I always end up with a really bad dose of the cold, and I would have quite a weak chest, so I would, and I always end up with really, really bad doses of the cold, and I sort of gave it up because it wasn't really worth it. So I was more time sick than I was in the pool. But a couple of years ago I was going maybe 3-4 times a week. I actually really do enjoy it. It's nice when you get a sport that you do really like. But if you said to me now, Lynette, you have to hop on that treadmill there and walk 5k, I'd probably lie down at your feet, John, and cry.
Yeah, Roger. Well, just one thing. I do have a tandem here. So if you ever pass by, you can go out on the tandem, over.
Perfect. That's I'll joke and we'll get there, so we will. Indeed. John, I'm not sure. Michael never said. Are you married or anything? Maybe your partner enjoys cycling too, does she?
Yeah, I'm more than 24 years married, but no, she doesn't. She tolerates it, but she doesn't love it. Over.
No, there you are. Well, sure, that's it. So, you know Michael and you know myself, and I'm sure you've heard about James, GI0GPO as well. The three of us get on Skype most evenings there, apart from maybe Friday and Saturday night there, and we chat to maybe 12 o'clock at night. What do you call just gossiping, catching up, and talking about radio and what we've done each day, and we'll be hearing what Carmel has Michael working at and whatnot. But he's a lovely, he really is a lovely operator, and I'm very, very lucky to have him as a friend. So there you are, that's it. So the weather here tonight is it's a lot warmer, John, than what it's been. It's been very cool, so it has over the past couple of days, but it's warmed up somewhat. I think it's about 12 degrees or something. I don't know. Here, John, did Michael tell you that I bought the Tempest Weather Flow weather station?
Negative. No, Michael didn't tell me about that. Over.
Yeah, I bought one of these, and James did too. We bought one of these Tempest Weather Flow stations. So James has his up and on and outside, and it's working great. Mine's connected and all and ready to go. I'm waiting for my friend Derek to come out and put it on the pole for me. So they're a great job. They're fully accessible with Alexa. Stop. And they'll work with your iPhone, and you can actually have a face for your Apple Watch as well. And of course you can log in the computer and all that as well. It's great, so it is. I'm really looking forward to getting it up and running. John, back to you.
Yeah, Roger, and I'll put it over to you, Brian. Brian, I'm looking at your. That's a terrific looking tower you have, Brian. Over.
Okay, John, yeah, thank you. That actually come from Malin Head in the most northern tip of Ireland, so it did, believe it or not. The owner lives in Boston, Massachusetts in USA. He did live up in Malin Head, and he emigrated to Massachusetts. So there you go. I got talking to him one day, and he said he had a tower for sale. And that's a long story, but anyway, we went up and got it. Got it off his and we took it back down, and that's how I have it. So yeah, it's better travelled than I am, that tower. Over.
Yeah, Roger, and Eamon is a very nice person. Over.
Yes.
Yeah, Lynette, the QSB has caught up on us. Over.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the QSB, John, but that's where it come from. If you're still hearing me, come from Malin Head there. Eamon, I think you called it Eamon Ruddy. I actually heard him on, and I shouted at him. He never heard me.
Yeah, I can hear him.
And says, told him, says, hey, you remember I bought the tower off you? It's a small world where radio's concerned. Over.
Yeah, Roger, I'll just on key. Yeah, Roger, on that, Brian. By the way, Brian, I heard Eamon last night. He was in Boston at his station, and he was talking to a guy down in Adelaide in VK5. Over.
Oh my, yeah. I heard him a couple of times, but I shouted at him. He never heard me now. But I sent him an email, so he emailed me the picture of his tower. That he think he has 2 towers now. He emailed me a picture back of the winches. Nice setup now. But there you go. If you do ever be lucky enough to be talking to him, you tell him I was talking to the guy that bought your car. Yeah. So that's where it come from. And I painted it up there and put the DC winches on it, and it does the job. It's a 60-foot tower, and it's absolutely brilliant. You know, it's just perfect for me. I wouldn't really want much bigger because I'm not too far from 30,000 volt overhead power lines. You know, I'm about 80 feet away. And some nights when it rains or down below, I get this out of frying pan effect. You know, there's an isolator or insulator is dodgy, and the powers that be won't fix it. So that's the way it is. I wouldn't want anything much bigger than that for if it fell over and a few there, there'd be an awful repercussions to the word over.
Yeah, Roger. All copied, but a lot of QSB on that one, Brian. So, Brian, I'll say goodbye to you. Great speaking with you. And I'll pass on a message to Eamon that I was speaking with you. Lynette, I'll put it back to you for a final, 40 metres. It goes like that. It begins to fade into, Ireland and the UK. So I'll put it back to you, Lynette. Great hearing you both. And GI3 November Yankee Lima, Oscar November 8 Echo India, and the group, Lynette. Over.
All right. John, thank you. You're a steady 10 over 9 back to me, so you're no QSB on your signal whatsoever. Your site's good. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, John, and I look forward to talking to you again. Sure, no doubt we'll catch up at some stage. You can tell Michael you're talking to him if you're talking to him before I. So, I think it's ON 8 EI GI1GPO. I wish you 73 and good night. God bless.
Yeah, good night to you, Lynette, and greetings to the living cats. Over.
Oh yes, you heard about my first cat, did you, John?
No, I'm just able to read QRZ. Over.
Yeah, well, them cats have now changed. There's been a changeover, so they have. I've now got them. Still there, the British lilac short-haired Persian, that's River. And now he's about 5 months old. His name's Sphinx, and he's an exotic long-haired Persian. So I'm really into my cats. I love them, so I do, John. I have a couple of dogs. The wee black dog there that you see in the photograph, it's Sharpay. Her name was Baby Doll. Sadly, I lost her. I don't know, about maybe 6 months ago, John, or so. So very sad. But there you go. That's it. You give them a good life, and you do your best for them. And after that, they leave us before we leave them. So that's normally the way of it, anyway. So a very good night to you, John. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Roger. Well, just a quick one. And maybe you could just take note of this. But we meet, and you're not, you can just drop in and say hello. But a group of people we meet on 14156 at 17 Zulu every day. And there's a guy there, Mike, KD1DYY, or even KD2DYY. And he runs the show, and it's people from Ireland, Europe, and the North America. So why don't you drop in and just say a quick hello to Mike? Over.
I'll do that. So I will. So it's 14156, John. What time is that, John?
Yeah, Roger. 17 Zulu, which is 5 o'clock GI time. Over.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll have a look for you, and I'll remember that as well, and everybody on the frequency. Thanks so much. I'm really pleased to get speaking to you, John.
Yeah, well, great speaking with you, Lynette, and to Brian. So all the best from Belgium. GI3NYL ON80I and Brian, the GPO man. 73's Lynette, over.
73, did I?
73's John, precious on mine, all of that, 73's.
Yeah, bye-bye, Brian. Take care.
Well,